So a YouTube audience has asked me this question, talking about the admission process, and I guess I want to make a video on that. And I'd like to talk a little bit about how I apply to different schools. So I'm currently studying Toronto, Canada, so I'm really not a professional at talking about the education, the high school, senior educations in US, United States, or a European country like that. So I just want to talk about myself. So we have 4 years in high school in Canada, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. At a year of grade 10, you need to have a very clear view and ideas of what you're going to do in the university, what you're going to study in the university, what you want to be in the future. You need to have a very clear idea on that. It might not be a very specific goals like become a electrical engineer, these kind of specific goal, but it has to be focused on an area. For example, it could be science, it could be environment, it could be arts, it could be something like social science, just a very basic idea of what you're gonna do in the very near future. Because it is important. Because when you pick your course in the grade 11 and grade 12, you need to check to the university which you want to apply, and they have their course requirement. So you need to follow the course requirements the university set to you, and you need to choose the course they want you to learn in the high school. So that is really important. You need to have a very clear idea at the year of grade 10 on what you're going to do in the future, so you can pick the right course in your senior high school year in grade 11 and grade 12. And in grade 11 and grade 12, every marks count. As you probably know that every mark is so important because university gonna see that. And we basically have three types of course in Canadian high school. We have academic course, we have university course if you want to go to university. We have college course, which you go to college. We have different levels of course. So if you want to go to university, you need to select all your course with academic or university. University course is what can ultimately lead you to the university. It's what prepares you for the university. So in grade 11 and grade 12, you need to pick your course, you need to think thoroughly, you need to think carefully of what you're going to do in the future, because it is so important because it will have a direct impact on your future life, the future 10 years and 20 years. So personally for me, I want to be an urban planner. I want to work in government planning area. I want to work in the transit organization, for example, your subway. I want to designing transit lines, designing the roads, designing buses, designing subway lines, these kind of stuff, designing how our communities are shaped, designing how our cities are built, these kind of areas. So I go to and different universities that I wanted to go, and I take a look at their course and their requirement. And for me personally, that most of the universities don't actually have the planning undergraduates courses. So pretty much the choice is very limited. In Canada, I only picked three universities. The University of Waterloo, you probably heard of. It's a university that focusing heavily actually on computer engineers, math, and they really do well on these areas. Then second is the Ryerson. Well, because there's only three choices available, so yeah. The second is Ryerson, the third is York University in Canada, Toronto, GTA area, the Greater Toronto areas. All these three schools are located around Toronto. So my top choice is definitely University of Waterloo, and I do get an offer from that. And the University of Waterloo doesn't have actually a very specific requirement on which course you can take. They just have recommended course, but it would not affect your admission. But they give you you need to have an average of 80 for your all 6 course in your grade 12 years. Average of 80, you need to get at least 75 on your grade 12 English class. So yeah, if you satisfy these kind of requirement, and it's actually pretty much to get in if you are Ontario students or you're currently studying in Ontario school. For me, I'm an international student, so I definitely have to take the IELTS, which is the international, it's a test. International, what is it called? Uh, inter, okay, whatever. So it's an international like language examination that you need to take before you're getting to university. And it's based on a scale of 9, so they give you a mark. So I got 7.5, so I'm pretty okay with that mark. And then basically the school submit all your marks to the university, and you personally submit your IELTS language marks to the university, and you pretty much got in. For Ontario students to getting these kind of university is pretty simple, it's pretty easy. You don't have to like complete your like personal statement, a lot of portfolio, a lot of do interviews. No, we don't do that kind of stuff. Just your marks and your course, and that's it. And maybe some kind of community involvement, these kind of stuff. Then I also applied to 3 U.S. university, which is the University of California 3 campus, the San Diego campus, the LA campus in Los Angeles, and Berkeley. Well, first, the results is pretty sad. I got declined from the San Diego and the LA, and I'm still waiting for the Berkeley, which the possibility of getting to Berkeley is like 0, I guess. But I still want to share with you like the process of like doing these kind of application for the UC. So the great thing about University of California is you can apply to multiple campus with just one application. You don't have to complete like multiple application for each campus. You just write one, and they just automatically forward it to different campus like San Diego, like LA, Berkeley. They just automatically forward it. You pick like which campus you want to apply to. In different campus, they have different kind of course. It's actually different. Some, for example, the San Diego has urban planning, while in the Berkeley, they actually call it urban studies. So you need to make sure that you look at the information carefully to make sure that this is the course you actually want to take. You want to spend 4 years on learning about that. You need to make sure that this is the course you are passionate about, because only you're passionate about something, you can actually put in all your effort and concentration on that kind of stuff. So try to make sure that it's accurate, that it's important, and make sure you find the right course that is best for you. So you just write your application, like some personal information stuff, and you like submit your own SAT marks. You have to like self-report it in the application part, but later on you have to like ask the college board to send an official result to all the 3 campus. And my SAT marks is really, really low, so that is why I think it's a primary reason that I got declined from most 2 universities. I take the new SAT, which is after the March 2016, which is out of 1600 total. I got like 1360, which is a pretty low mark. It's not competitive at all. It's actually a very low mark. I got the essay, which is there are 3 essay marks. I got 6 out of 8, 6 out of 8, and 6 out of 8. Total of 24 marks. I got 18 marks. So this is definitely not a great mark. It's not even a competitive mark. So if you really want to go to university like University of California, these kind of very competitive university, for example, UCLA, like take in 100,000 applications this year. 100,000 applications this year, and they only pick 6,000 freshman applicants. So that was like 5% of acceptance rate. So it's really, really competitive. If you don't have a mark of at least 1450, don't even think about getting to university like UCLA, UC Berkeley. You need to have a really great SAT marks, because although it is not everything, but I mean it's still one of the most important factors that the university decides whether they want you or not. So you need to prepare a lot on that. Also, your school marks do count because our candidates do not use the idea of GPA. We use like 100 percentage mark. So I really don't know how to convert it to like 4.0 scale GPA. And I don't know like weighted GPA or unweighted GPA. I don't know. I'm not sure about these kind of stuff. So I just reported my marks on the application. I don't know how they're going to evaluate that. And yeah. So the next part is all about personal statement. They will give you like 10 questions and you pick 4 to answer. And I try to do my best in these kind of areas because I know my marks are not the top, my marks are not good, my SAT marks are not the best, my school marks are not the best. So I try to put in a lot of effort on writing a great personal statement. I'm not sure whether it will convince the school, but at least the UCLA and the UC San Diego is not convinced by that. So pretty much I get declined from all 3 campuses. Well, basically all 3. So yeah, I mean, applying to U.S. universities are really, really tough things. You have to remember that. U.S. universities have become really competitive in these few years. Especially there are a lot of international students that are coming into U.S. and there's a lot of in-state students like California students are applying to like University of California, and a lot of out-of-state students are applying to that. So these numbers are just like exploding and increasing every year. So you will get more competitive year after year, and that is just how it works. I also applied a university to UK. I hasn't received like decision yet, so I don't know whether or not I was accepted or not. The UK is actually, I think, really easy. So you just have an IELTS mark. They don't look at the SAT mark. They look at your IELTS and they look at your school marks, school transcript, your school works. They look at these 2 areas, and it is very simple to complete the UK application. They have a website called UCAS. On the UCAS, you just select the university you want to apply, and same as the US, you just need to complete 1 application for multiple universities in UK. So that is really convenient. In Ontario, it's also really nice. You only need to complete 1 application for all the Ontario university. So these are some really great things. You don't have to like complete an individual application for each university. That really sucks and costs a lot of time. So UK is pretty easy. You just submit all your marks. You need to ask your teachers, your guidance counselor to write you a reference letter, and you need to write not too long, like a 500 words personal statement, and type it on the application, and you just submit it. It's super simple, I guess. I personally, I don't have a lot of community involvement. I don't have a perfect high marks. I don't even have a good mark, I would say. So I try to do best to put my creativities on making like a really attractive, a catchy personal statement. Yeah. So that is all the university I applied to. I still waiting for UC Berkeley and my UK university. So here's my plan actually. So in the future, if I got declined from the UK and the US, then the only choice for me is actually going to University of Waterloo. I really love University of Waterloo because their urban planning program is a co-op program, which the whole process takes around 5 years, but you get around 2 years of time to do co-op, which you can actually not only earn money, but get a lot of experience at the company. I mean, that is super important and it's critical to your future employment. So, and most importantly, the University of Waterloo really have relationship and contact with a lot of other companies, so they may help you to find a job. So I'm really interested in doing co-op. I think it's very important if you want to work in a company in the future. I think co-op's a really, really great way to do that. So if I got accepted from UC Berkeley, well, the chance like below 0%, I would definitely go to UC Berkeley for sure, there's no question for that, because everyone knows that UC Berkeley is probably one of the best universities in the world, provide amazing and quality and great educations there. And I mean, there's just so much more opportunities in the US than in Canada. The US is just a more country. It's a country with better opportunities. With you really get a chance to like get a yeah. You really don't know what you're gonna find in the US. It's gonna be something that's amazing. That is why I love US so much. Actually, I really want to go to US, but yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. So that is kind of the whole idea. Basically, I'm basically summarizing again. You need to have a very clear ideas before going to your senior year of high school on which area you want to learn. You need to work hard in school because school marks do count. You need to make sure you have a solid test mark, like a standard test, like SAT marks, like SAT 1, SAT 2, like international IELTS test, TOEFL test, whatever. You need to have a great standard test mark and make sure you get a lot of community involvement. And also putting effort, putting your passion when you're writing all those like personal statement, resumes, that kind of stuff. Put your passion, like really show what you really think. Because you really knows yourself the best. No one can actually help you on this part. So you need to make sure you know yourself best and you write everything you think in your personal statement. Just putting effort, putting time, putting passion into writing personal statement. And yeah, and that will pretty much make sure you get into a university you want. Really, I mean, the passion, enthusiasm is something I think is the most important things when you apply to university, and what majority of university actually looking for. So show them your passion, your ideas, your thought, your creativities, something. Show them that this is something you love. Show them that this is something you're gonna love, and show them that you have the passion, you have the creativity to change the world, change the future, change the society, change the whole industrials, because this is what they're actually looking for. It is so important and it's so critical. So I really hope you good luck, really good luck when you're applying to university. It's a hard process, it's a very long and hard process, but I think you will enjoy this process because it's fun, it's interesting. And good luck on everyone's post-secondary education. Thank you, and have a great day, everyone.